Hey guys, how's it going today, guys? Well, we're just working away here. I'm working away on about 3 different projects today. A little bit here, a little bit there, and it's winter time, so I don't really get in too big of a rush. My rush time is from the 1st of April right to the end of November, and then things get to the point where I can actually enjoy myself. And yeah, so I started this morning. Actually, I was here last night, and I was working away by myself. I didn't have my sidekick beside me last night, which kind of sucked. He's, well, typical 14-year-old, I guess. Girls, girls, girls. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. Oh well, takes after his old man. Anyways, guys, we're back at this just this morning, and we're working away on it. And last night, like I said, I was here working away, and we're gonna make some few changes. This is actually going to turn into a 1500 HD. A buddy of mine, I was talking to a buddy of mine last night, and he's actually got parts, and he's actually got a 2500 suspension. So the springs and stuff are going to change. And the best part of it, it was free, like free. But yeah, well, it kind of works two ways. You got friends, right? And I'll help out a friend, and it's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and that's the way that works. We help one another. But anyways, we pulled this baby out, and plastic fuel tank. But lo and behold, I did find a bad spot in the frame. As I explained in my last couple videos, I was going to drop the tank, but with the shit that was going on, it was kind of rough last week. But anyways, we got her all out. And it's this corner right here, which is a problem. See how that right there is all nice and boxed in? Well, here's the issue, is I got looking at this last night because I was underneath because I started to paint the underside of the frame, and I'm going to touch base on that again too. But anyways, there's the bad spot right there in the frame. It is eaten out all the way through underneath this cross member. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my local steel shop today, and I am going to get some, probably I'm just going to turn this radio down. For what I understand, it's a no-no and you're not allowed to do this, so I figured I better deal with this right now. The only biggest problem, guys, is I can only get one radio station out here, and I gotta listen to fucking Christmas music all the time, and it drives you nuts. But oh well, it's something to listen to because that's the only station I get. So, because of the steel building. But it is what it is. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to go to my local steel place, and I'm going to get some, I don't know, maybe 3/16 plate. And I am actually going to plate. I'm going to make up some gussets. I'm going to take it down to work, and I'm going to take some measurements here and do a bend over and reinforce this again. But yeah, I'm going to get some plate, and I'm going to bend it, and I don't think I'm going to box it because the frame really isn't that bad. It's just the inside plate that helps that that torsion bar suspension. So I definitely want to look after that because I think that's a major structural thing that has to be finished, because there's your torsion bars right there, and then this cross piece that holds your torsion keys into that frame. So I figured, well, you're gonna do it right. So I'm gonna take my grinder, and I'm gonna cut that out. And after I remove this charcoal canister, because there's probably fuel in it, so we'll get rid of that. But we're going to address that right there, because that to me is a critical part. The only problem is I jumped the gun a little too quick, and I figured, well, I'm going to be okay. I'm just going to go ahead and paint the frame. Shit. Now I got a whole whack of grinding I got to do. Not a big issue. It's just a little bit extra time, but I'd rather take the extra time and do it right than not do it at all. Because stuff like that, if I know it's there, it'll bug me if I don't address it. I'll be sitting in that cab, and that's the only thing when I'm heading down the highway, that's what I'm going to be thinking of, is that bad spot in the frame. So we will fix that bad spot in the frame and paint in there. Okay, here's another quick trick too, guys. Remember the other night I was spraying the frame? Okay, I do this kind of in a two-part series to myself. I'll spray the frame, and then I will let it sit for a couple days, and then I'll take like a Windex bottle filled with water, and I'll spray, just mist the frame down. Okay, and then I'll let it sit. And then that's how you determine where you have missed painting, because the rust will show up. It will show up. So after you missed it, the rust marks will show up, and then you're going to have to do the old manual thing, which, as you can tell, I started it last night, and I still got to do the inside, but we were getting there. But the only way to properly paint a frame is spray it first, let it sit, spray it with water, and then you will actually see where you've missed. And then after you sprayed it with water, blow it off, let it dry out a couple days, and then you get the old manual way of doing things. That right there, guys, is probably the best rust paint you're ever going to buy. And that stuff it's a real heavy oil based, and it will get right into that frame and stop rust dead in its tracks after you remove all that scale rust. And so that's basically what I was doing last night. I was basically hand painting, brushing that whole frame. But now, and I'm not done yet. I haven't done the front yet because I'll have to spray that, and then I'll have to let it sit. Now, you know, you're not going to be able to hand brush that very easily, but I like hand brushing this is because it's a lot thicker paint, and excuse me, you're gonna get right into there. It's gonna soak right in because it's a real heavy oil based. But yeah, at least the part that amazes me is normally these cross pieces where the gas tank sits, they rot out underneath here, but this one's not that bad. I'm really, really surprised. That is the only spot right there that I see which is an issue. And what is leaking there? Is that gas? No, it's just a bit of water. Okay. But that way, with all that out, I can get things painted and looking nicely. Because as you can see in there, I haven't done that. And I'll spray that first, and I'll let it sit, and then I will brush it in. But that's my trick. And then after it's painted and it's all put back together again, I don't plan on driving this truck this winter. Once it's done, I'll probably just set it back outside and let her sit till spring. And then you never know, the first dry day I get, because I know there's nothing there now, and I really don't want to contaminate it with salt, but I'd like to get it oil sprayed. And I was actually going to take the frame in and just have it done, but then I realized it wouldn't fit on my trailer. But oh well, it is what it is, and that's another project this winter I got to do. I'm going to redo my trailer. I bought the trailer there a year and a half ago, and I bought it mainly for my R, and then realized we had my cousin's Land Rover on it, and it's a fairly heavy trailer, and I got underneath because it's a 6-bolt spindle, and then got underneath to have a look, and I got two 7,000-pound axles underneath it. So I'm going to take the sides off it and make it into a car trailer. But the only thing I want to do is I want to take the sides and I want to make them removable. I still like having the sides here if you got to take leaves and shit to the dump. So that's another project for another day. Right now, I want to get vehicles ready because I will be needing these in, give or take, well, to be honest with you, 4 months, guys. It just seems like it ended, and for us guys, you get a couple of months slack time, and then once April gets here, you're right back into it again, and there's no stopping. But it is what it is. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. We're going to fix that probably in the next couple hours, and I'll see if I can get some video of it. I'm not much for videoing when I'm doing stuff, because I'm really not set up for it. I'm not like you big YouTubers out there. This is what's going on, and this is what's happening. That's the kind of tuber I am. Anyways, guys, take care for now. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Give me one of these. We'll talk to you again. Cheers.